Victoria Salisz ended her shift at a Boyne City restaurant April 15, 1988, and that would be the last time anyone would report seeing her alive. In this latest installment of our Unsolved series, 9 on 10's David Leiden and Chief Photojournalist Derek Lahr dive into the case and explain why investigators believe they are closer to solving it than ever before.
It's important to me, but it's important to do this for the family and for Vicky Salisz, whatever happened to her.
Inside the old complaint and activity logs at the Charlevoix County Sheriff's Office, you find the first moments of the investigation into the disappearance of Victoria, or Vicky Salisz, after she didn't show up for her shift as a waitress at this Boyne City restaurant, known as Pippin's at the time.
Here it is. This is base owner of Pippin's in Boyne City reports her waitress, Victoria Salisz, has not reported for work all week and has not called.
Lieutenant Michael Wheat has been on the case from the start with the Charlevoix County Sheriff's Office. He says investigators also made a puzzling discovery at Vicky's home on Denise Road near Boyne Falls.
Her purse, the car keys, her paperwork, the car she drove were all at the house.
And extensive searches of the area yielded no sign of Vicky.
Well, our initial thought was that she may have had a health issue. Her husband told the officers initially when they went to the house that the last time he saw Vicky, she was walking up into the hills to see her son, where he was up cutting wood. And we did have some information that there were times that she would walk into Boyne Falls on a two-track through the fields called the Old Carriage Trail. Local people call it the Old Carriage Trail. And so initially we did a number of foot and air searches.
Now Charlevoix County Sheriff Chuck Vondra was a busboy at Pippin's and worked alongside Vicky. He says Vicky was a well-liked and caring woman.
Well, I'm going to say, from my perspective, the grandma perspective, which in my mind is a good thing. It's a sweet, caring person that always made sure folks were taken care of, including myself.
And he remembers the days after she was reported missing.
It was atypical, it wasn't normal, and even as a kid you knew something wasn't right.
Investigators also started getting the same feeling.
There was an extensive amount of work done trying to find out if she was still alive by checking Social Security records, Medicare, Medicaid. They spent a lot of time contacting all the family and friends they could.
But 33 years later, there remains no sign of Vicky.
Well, we've interviewed all of the family members that we could to try and determine the family dynamics, anything that was happening within the family. Anytime there is even the slightest possibility where we might be able to find any kind of forensic evidence or her body or body parts, we have searched it.
The Sheriff's Office announced in October of 2020 the FBI was getting involved in the case, even offering a $5,000 reward for information that helps solve the case.
Any information, no matter how seemingly insignificant, may be important to finding her.
And that has led to several promising new leads.
I think that because of the things that we have learned in the last year and a half, either through interviews or contacts with various people and family members, I think that we probably have as good or better of a chance of solving this as we ever have had.
It would bring satisfaction in that we were able to resolve it, but knowing Vicky, she deserves a proper burial. She's a good gal. She lived her life the right way, and she deserves better than what's happened to her.
If you have any information on what happened to Victoria Salisz, you're asked to call the Charlevoix County Sheriff's Office or the FBI. For 9 on 10 News, I'm David Leiden.